I'm Gene Chumley, Director of Virginia Operations at Strongwell. I'm the acting chair for this meeting. I'm officially the vice chair, but I am serving as the chair, acting chair for this meeting. And I'd like to call this meeting to order. Do we make a motion? Has a quorum been reached, Lenny?
It has.
Board members? Okay. Quorum per the guidelines of the SVAM bylaws of Board of Directors is present, so we'll proceed. First, I want to thank everyone for coming to the SVAM's 2019-2020 annual meeting. I know it's a little bit difficult now. I'd like to give a special thanks to Lenny and Mandy for putting this together to make sure that we were able to hold this meeting through the technology that we've got. It seems like everybody's getting used to the Zoom meetings. I would also like to give a special thanks to the representatives from our state, local, and federal government who have joined us, as well as guest manufacturers that are here that are considering joining the SVAM. SVAM has a public meeting each year to discuss the successful year that we've had and prepare for the year to come. This meeting is usually held in person to allow for networking, but due to the COVID-19, we're using Zoom instead. Encourage all the attendees, if you have a question, to submit your questions in the chat box. If you hover your mouse over the presentation, down at the bottom, there's a chat box that you can enter a chat. At the end of the meeting, Lenny Gale will go through those questions or comments that we have, and we'll review those in the end and try to answer whatever questions come up. At the June board meeting, the board approved renewed terms for board members that had expiring terms. New board members were also approved to the SVAM board since that meeting. And we'll go through and introduce everybody that's a board member on SVAM. I'll start with myself. As previously said, I'm Gene Chumley, Vice Chair, Director of Virginia Operations at Strongwell. Eric?
Eric Miller. I'm the owner and president of Wolf Hills Fabricators. We're up here on the north end of Abingdon. I'm also the treasurer for the past year on the board.
Steve?
I'm Steve Barrett. I'm secretary on the SVAM board, and I work at Universal Fibers.
Alex?
I am Alex Loopy. I'm the Director of Operations for Temper Sealy in Duffield, Virginia, and a SVAM board member. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Melinda?
Hi, my name is Melinda Roberts. I am the Human Resources Manager at Sholey IPN Manufacturing, located in Chilhowie. And currently I am serving as a board member for SVAM.
Thank you. Jeff?
Good morning. I'm Jeff Dunack. I'm the plant manager at Somac America in Withfield, and I'm a SVAM board member.
Nobuhiko?
I don't know that Nobuhiko is on the line. Are you there? Give him one more second. He is the VP of Plant Operations at Tadano Manchis Corporation in Richlands, Virginia, and is also a board member.
Thank you. Fred?
Fred is on. Fred, you are just, need to be unmuted. There you go.
Fred Vermeer, President and CEO of Hepco Pole Products in Abingdon, Virginia, and I'm a board member.
Thank you, Fred. Larry.
Larry Wyatt, you are unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry about that. I'm Larry Wyatt, and I'm the plant manager at Innovative Millwork Technology in Chilhowie, Virginia, and I am a new board member.
Kelly.
Hi, I'm Kelly DeBusk, Appalachian Plastics, Glade Spring, Virginia. I'm the compliance manager here, third generation here as well. I'm a new board member.
Okay. Thank you. Stacy.
Good morning. My name is Stacy Street. I am the HR specialist here at Utility Trailer Manufacturing in Glade Spring, and I'm a new board member.
And then I will also introduce Alan Freeman. He is our new board chair. He's plant manager for Mitsubishi Chemical Advanced Materials in Wytheville, Virginia, who could not join us today.
Okay, then we'll go on to the next part of the presentation, the purpose of SVAM. Who are we? SVAM started out as a joint venture between Smith and Washington County Industrial Facilities Authority and local manufacturers. The purpose was to create an organization solely focused on meeting the unique needs of manufacturers and ensuring that they stay in this region. It eventually became an organization ran by manufacturers to serve the manufacturing across the region and ensure that needs are met. The board of directors are entirely made up of manufacturing professionals that drive the train and ensure the organization is up to date with the needs of manufacturers. SVAM is funded through membership dues and contributions from counties. Okay, getting into the mission statement. Our mission is to support the sustainment and advancement of manufacturing in Southwest Virginia, the regional collaboration, changing the image of manufacturing and closing the skill gap. All of the SVAM's programs are created to fulfill 3 goals. First goal is to promote regional collaboration and support of manufacturing as a part of an economic development initiative. Second goal is to redefine the image of manufacturing. This is to increase the number of individuals pursuing careers in manufacturing. And the third goal is to close the skills gap for manufacturers by aligning educational and workforce training resources with the most pressing demands for the area industry. SVAM currently has 32 members representing manufacturers large and small in the region. SVAM represents more than 40% of the entire manufacturing employment population in this area. SVAM offers member-specific services to these companies, which will be described in further detail later in the presentation. SVAM also has affiliate and associate members from companies and organizations that offer services to manufacturers. Through these connections with these organizations, SVAM is able to fulfill its goal to connect to manufacturing with the resources available to them in multiple sectors. And there's a list of our affiliate and associate members. And now, Lenny, are you covering the 2019-2020 accomplishments?
Yes, I am.
I'll hand it over to you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Lenny Gale Mitchum. I have the great pleasure of being the Executive Director for the Southwest Virginia Alliance for Manufacturing. Thank you all so much for joining us today, for your interest in SVAM, for your passion for manufacturing, for the support that you provided to us throughout the year. We thank you so much. A lot of these accomplishments would not be possible without the support of these organizations, especially our membership, and especially Smith and Washington counties for their funding and support of SVAM. So I will start. My whole presentation is the things that we've accomplished this year. Mandy and I have worked really, really hard to put together what we think is a pretty good looking annual report for the 2019-2020 fiscal year. We just launched that yesterday, so if you were registered for this event as of yesterday afternoon, you received this in your email. If you were not, you will receive that either today or tomorrow via MailChimp through our distribution list. We hope you will take a look at it. We have lots of pictures in there that feature manufacturers across Southwest Virginia, and we thank those manufacturers for submitting those photos, but we are quite proud of it, and we would hate for all of that hard work to just go to waste and have no one see our beautiful, very wonderful report that we put together. So please take a look at that. But I will do a quick summary of what you will find in that annual report. So to start, I want to make sure we talk about these member exclusive services that we offer for manufacturers. We are a membership-based organization. One of our largest funding sources is through membership. So we work really hard to make sure that members feel they have value in being a part of the organization. One of the things that we do is offer professional peer groups. Networking is incredibly important for manufacturers, connecting them with their peers, helping them to be able to have someone to go to if they have a challenge or a struggle or just want somebody to chat with. So we do a continuous improvement and environmental health and safety peer group where they meet and share challenges and just establish a repertoire of people they can go to even when we're not meeting together as a group. We've offered a lot of member exclusive training opportunities. We did a manufacturers live to lead training that Peggy Ayers sponsored for us. And we did training discounts throughout the year. Each of our lunch and learns and seminars are free for our members. And then other trainings that we did at a deep discount for our membership. And then we have a page on our website where we post these videos of the trainings that we provide. And they are exclusively available to our membership. They're password protected and members have access to view those at any time. So if you missed a training or you want that training to be available to other people at your company, you can go on there and access it. Other things we offer before the pandemic hit, one of the greatest needs for manufacturers was filling job openings, and it's still a massive need. So we focused a lot of efforts on working to help them fill those job openings. We have a page on our website that you see there where we exclusively list the job openings for our member companies. We had a lot of activity on that webpage this year. We also take those postings and we put them on our social media sites that get lots and lots and thousands of shares. And that gets updated every Thursday. So it's really important to us that a job seeker knows that the information they can find on there is accurate. So every week, Mandy Barker, SVAM's program assistant, will go through and make sure that that is kept up to date with accurate information. Also connecting our members with resources. Members have an opportunity to connect with me and pick up the phone and say, Lenny Gale, I have this new adventure that I want to take on. Who can provide the training for me? Who can provide grant funding? And whatever I don't know, I go and seek the information for. Someone recently said something that SVAM does well is we connect people with the services that they need, and then we step back and we let those connections happen, which is absolutely what we do. So that's why our affiliate and associate memberships are so important, that we have those close relationships with those organizations. And then we do a lot of things to improve the image of manufacturing that exclusively includes our membership, because that allows them to work on their passion. A lot of our members are passionate about changing the image of manufacturing because it directly benefits their business. It allows them an opportunity for company exposure to the community, allows them to connect with potential job seekers. So there's a lot of benefits to that. So we we ask them to participate in our scholarship committee where they get to meet students and speak with potential job seekers. We exclusively highlight our members in different videos that we do and ask our members to do tours, which is a great exposure opportunity. And then they serve on different community panels across the region. Other things that we've done for manufacturers this year, these are the trainings that we offer. We reached out to our members and we asked them, what's important to you? What do you need training on? What do you want to learn about this year? And then we went out and made that happen. Our Achieving Kaizen Success was put on by OpEx Solutions. They provided that training at a discount for us, and we had the most amount of participation of any training we've ever had and received really great reviews for that this year. And then working to help another way we've worked to help manufacturers fill their job openings is working with them to do some sort of career fair, whether it's working with other partners in the region or connecting them with the people that know how to do it, that can come in and allow on-site job fairs. We've worked with different partners to make that happen this year and work to help manufacturers fill those job openings. Another thing we did was our Southwest Virginia Manufacturers Expo that we held in August of last year. Unfortunately, our expo for August of this year had to be canceled. It was supposed to be August 13th, but it was canceled due to COVID-19. So we are looking at whether we want to try to reschedule that for this year or just cancel it altogether and wait for next August. But that event was very successful this year. We had manufacturers from all across Southwest Virginia come and set up booths like the one you see here. Hello, Steve Smith with Wolf Hills and beautiful ladies from Sholey. They're networking and getting to know one another. They get an opportunity to meet their peers, to make business connections. And then we also have a lot of resource providers from across the region that set up and are there. Like you see the little sign for Virginia's E-Region over there, the CETA, that they provide lots of services for manufacturers. So we've had members come and tell us that because of the expo, they've been able to add millions of dollars worth of product to their company because of the expo. So important impacts are being made through the expo. And then we had our appreciation and awards dinner again this year, where we gave 6 awards to very deserving companies. The purpose of that event is to provide a networking opportunity for manufacturers as well as the community to come and celebrate manufacturing. We do that every year in conjunction with National Manufacturing Day. This year it is going to be October 2nd, and then our dinner is still planned as of right now for October 1st at the Southwest Virginia Higher Education Center. So we did award these 6 awards in community impact, environmental stewardship, excellence in safety, innovations in manufacturing, community choice award, and then of course the manufacturer of the year. We chose these categories because we really wanted to think about those things that people think of when they think of manufacturing. A lot of people think dark, dirty, dangerous. A lot of people have negative connotations when they think of manufacturing. But we really just wanted to celebrate how fantastic manufacturing is and what a phenomenal impact that it makes on our community through these different areas. So congratulations to those award winners. And then we did lots of things to improve the image of manufacturing. SVAM's program assistant, Mandy Barker, put together 2 videos for the series Manufacturers Making a Difference, where we highlighted manufacturers that are giving back to the community in exceptional ways. We offered manufacturing tours for educators. Mandy put together manufacturer career events at 4 colleges across the region. And at that event, we have a panel of manufacturing professionals that answer questions that are related to manufacturing careers. They talk about what their career looks like. They talk about the job opportunities that are currently available, what manufacturing benefits are available, and then they allow the students to ask questions and get a chance to network with those professionals as well. Mandy also did opportunities in manufacturing presentations at career and technology centers across the region, where she talked to nearly 1,000 students that are juniors and seniors and talked to them about what manufacturing looks like today and what job opportunities are available in our region. Other things we did, we participated in 8 career fair, career assemblies across the region. We like to keep a little clicker with us and count how many students we talked to individually. So through those events, we were able to talk to about 2,000 students about careers in manufacturing. We offered our Outstanding Woman in Manufacturing Award. We had one overall award winner and 13 honorees this year that were women that are doing phenomenal things in manufacturing, again, as a way to address one of those myths associated with manufacturing, that there are no women working in manufacturing. I remember the very first manufacturing facility I ever toured was General Dynamics in Marion, Virginia. And I remember being like, wow, there's a lot of women that work here. And I didn't realize how many women there were working in manufacturing. In fact, we have a company in Southwest Virginia that hires 80% women at their facility. So we want to address that. And another way that we address that was through our Women in Manufacturing Symposium. One thing that I hope you will take a look at in our annual report this year is we have a student, and this is just one of my favorite success stories for SVAM. We had a student, her name is Marissa Sluss, and she participated in our very first Women in Manufacturing Symposium last year. This symposium was in March of this year, but last year's symposium, Marissa came with her drafting teacher. And when the event was over, I got to meet her, and she said, I'm thinking about applying for your scholarship. I said, that's great. What do you want to do? And she told me, and I said, oh, you need to connect with this company here. So I ran and I found Takai Shu with Strongwell Corporation, and I said, Melissa, Takai, you guys need to talk. They offer internships. You should totally talk to him about that opportunity. Well, Melissa wound up applying for the SVAM scholarship and received it. She also wound up applying for a Strongwell internship and received it. Currently, she is an engineering student at Virginia Tech and interning at General Dynamics. So through the connections she's been able to make through SVAM, it has completely impacted her life. And my goodness, that just makes it all worth it right there, that we've been able to positively impact that young woman's life. And that just excites me so much. But the symposium this year, we had a panel of women that are professionals in manufacturing talking about their careers, talking about ways that we can empower more women to pursue careers in manufacturing. Everybody that attends that event always says they leave inspired, empowered, excited. It's a really great event. In fact, fun fact is, we had this event the Friday before everything kind of shut down because of the pandemic. So it was one last event to kind of slip in there before we all had to hide in our offices and in our homes. We also offered scholarships to students across Southwest Virginia, as I mentioned, that are interested in pursuing manufacturing careers and want to have those careers in Southwest Virginia. So these were graduating high school students that are going to be starting their college education this fall. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Jeff Dunack, who will give us a report on the Center of Excellence. All right, Jeff, I have made you a host. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. You let me know, Jeff. All right.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Again, I'm Jeff Dunack, plant manager at SVAM America in Withville. I was also the chair of the board for the Center of Excellence. I did that for about 4 years. And I have the unfortunate task of explaining a little bit about why we had to close the Center of Excellence. So I'll just speak to that. The Tobacco Commission notified the COE staff in mid-March that the extension of the grant would be until June 30th versus the initial date that they advised of September 30th. While the loss of the 3 months of funding posed some challenges like cash flow, the COE staff and the board of directors were already working towards sustainability without the fund. To generate revenue and sustain the COE, several things were scheduled and or planned before COVID-19 happened, changed our lives. The restrictions of no more than 10 people in a group, and then the stay-at-home order that was issued by the governor, it completely stopped our means to generate revenue. looking at some online stuff, but basically COVID, caused us to not be able to generate revenue anymore. And, nobody knew then, or I think we still don't know now, what our normal is going to be. When are we going to return to normal, and what is the new normal? I just don't think we know what that is yet. So for the COE, this meant that nobody really knew when we'd be able to start delivering training in person and be able to generate the revenue that we needed to continue operations and sustainability. The additional 3 months of tobacco funding to September 30th, if that would have been approved, it certainly would have helped our continued operations until we were able to restart training and generate revenue. However, with the COVID-19 being as widespread as it is, there's just no way to be able to perform enough trainings to become sustainable without being able to do those trainings. So the Southwest Virginia Alliance for Manufacturing, or SVAM, is the governing organization of which the COE was a part. With all of this information provided to the SVAM Board, we had to make a very difficult decision. There was a lot of thought, a lot of discussions back and forth went into that, but we had to make that very difficult decision to close the Center of Excellence as of June 30th this year. I do want to say that I feel like everybody that was involved with the Center of Excellence and SVAM really care about Southwest Virginia, and there was a lot of effort put in to this. It's really sad, and it really personally affected me that we had to close this thing. And yeah, I hate to have to deliver that news, but we wanted to explain a little bit about what happened today. I plan to now review some of the successes that the COE had through its 5.5 years of existence, and about 3.5 years we were SHEV certified, State Council for Higher Education in Virginia. So I'll go on to go over some of that. So 1920 for this year, until COVID happened, there were 90 presentations made to 856 people. This, part of our mission and our goal was to increase the number of career seekers in manufacturing. These are some of the things that we were going to do that. There were 11 plant tours held this year to 85 attendees. There were 60 tours given of the Center of Excellence with 210 attendees. And here is an overview of the touch points for the people over the existence of the 5.5 years I talked about. So in an effort, again, to increase those number of career seekers, there were 453 presentations made to over 5,500 people. There were over 100 plant tours that reached over 1,000 people. 250 tours of the COE that reached nearly 1,500 people. And then all told, there were 800 plus events that reached over 8,000 people, trying to continue to promote careers in manufacturing and to change that premise that manufacturing is a bad thing. The career academies, this is something that we were very proud of as an organization. There's a couple of slides here with photos that really show the engagement and the happiness that you saw on these people's faces while they were attending this. Here's another one. This was a really positive thing for Southwest Virginia. All told, for the career academies, there were 7, and there were 143 attendees that attended those 7 career academies. Another thing that we're working on is leadership development. Center of Excellence in partnership with OPEX. Lenny Gale mentioned OPEX earlier. They were engaged with us through the COE as well. See a photo here of some of the ladies that attended the leadership in manufacturing for women here. Fast-tracked and customized trainings throughout the 3.5 years of chef certification. There were a total of 578 students trained and 194 certifications attained through that training. There were, in the welder testing for this year prior to COVID, there were 23 tests administered, 22 certifications awarded to 17 different welders. And then for the lifetime of the 3.5 years, the 215 welding tests administered, 137 certifications attained to 114 different welders. This was quite an influx of certified welders into Southwest Virginia through this organization. It's something that I know Stephanie and myself, the board of directors of both COE and SVAM, we're very proud to be able to do this for Southwest Virginia. That's the end of my presentation, but I just want to take this opportunity to thank Stephanie Surratt for all that she did for Southwest Virginia through the Center of Excellence. I know she worked very hard to accomplish the things that were accomplished. And I want to thank the COE board for their support and the SVAM board as well for their support through this entire process over the last, my 4 years and about 6 years overall that I'm aware of. So thank you all for that. And that's the end of my presentation.
Jeff, I'd like to thank you for all the efforts that you've put into COA over the years.
Thank you, sir.
It was a tough decision for all of us.
Yes, sir.
That's all that we have as far as what we've been able to accomplish this year. We are certainly proud of everything that we were able to offer, and I'll talk here shortly about some of the things that we hope to do in the coming year. So with that, Jean, I will turn it back over to you. You're muted, Jean.
Thank you. I'll get used to this by the time it's all over with. Next, we have the financial report. And Eric Miller, would you please present that?
So I'm Eric Miller at Wolf Hills Fabricators. I've been the treasurer for just the past year. So this is my first annual report. So bear with me. But the two main goals of the finance part of SVAM is to be good stewards of the public money that we receive and the membership dues, and to keep good records. And to that end, I can say, as being a new fella to the position, I didn't really need to change anything. Lenny Gale and Mandy do a great job. They've got good internal controls. I'm going to give you a few highlights of the financial statements here. Starting with the balance sheet, you can see we finished the year with a pretty good cash balance of $192,000. That's broken down a little bit more detail. In actuality, we've got an operating cash account and an interest-bearing cash account. Unfortunately, as we all know, that interest-bearing is not gaining us much value there nowadays with the low interest rate environment, but we are trying to do our best there. You'll see a line item for Center of Excellence cash. That is just sort of a wind down balance. That is will be gone shortly as the Center of Excellence winds down. The accounts receivable, other current assets, those are all normal operating asset accounts for us. The last one on the assets I'll draw your attention to, there's a pretty significant fixed asset account there of just short of $2.5 million. If you're new to this, you're wondering why SVAM has all those assets, and we don't really have those assets. What those really are, that is the COE assets. And SVAM is a sort of a pass-through entity that the Tobacco Commission sent the money through us to the Center of Excellence. Center of Excellence has always run its finances independent, with the exception that they ran through our payroll system. That has now ended, but those assets are still on our books. I suspect by the end of next year, the majority of those fixed assets will have been transferred out at the direction of the Tobacco Commission, and however they elect to do that, if it involves Jeff or Stephanie or at whatever level, but those assets will wind down over the next 12 months, but really have no impact positively or negatively on the SVAM finances. On the bottom side there, you see the liabilities and equity. Once again, normal payables that we run on a regular basis. And then you see the unrestricted assets, which is once again the COE, and that will wind off with the, that will reduce with the fixed assets. Down to the bottom there, you see the income statement. As within past years, the public money we receive primarily comes from Washington and Smith counties. We're very grateful for that. I believe Wythe County is added to that this year, and we appreciate that. Then the next line item you see are the membership dues, which is what we all pay as members. The next line item, PPP loan, is a non-recurring item that you see here for the first time, and hope maybe the last time. We elected as a board to proceed with applying for a PPP loan to cover 3 months worth of wages for SVAM and COE. We did that due to the negative impact that COVID and the pandemic had on our collective revenue opportunities. We still had some expenses with personnel, but we weren't really able to put some of the programs together to generate revenue. We thought that was the right thing to do. We expect most of that, if not all of that, will be forgiven, along with the basic PPP rules. I will say that had since it was unexpected when Lenny Gale did the budget last year, we were a bit more positive than we thought we would be with the cash balance at the end of the year and with our net income, but primarily due to that PPP loan. Other than that, we were pretty close to budget, and while we would have finished ahead, it would not have been the additional $60,000 ahead on cash and net income that the PPP loan afforded us. Keeping in mind, we got that pretty close to the end of the fiscal year and really hadn't gone through all of the spending on that yet. So you also see some service income, interest income. So our total revenue was a little over $200,000. Below that, you can see expenses. As mentioned, they were all pretty close to budget with the exception of the personnel expenses that were covered by the PPP loan. You see other line item expenses for the different programs, and a final number down there at the bottom. Next down, you'll see the Center of Excellence revenue and expenses, which is really independent but flows through SVAM. And Gene, do you want me to go right into the budget, or would you like to make that a different item?
I think you could continue on into the budget. Thank you.
Okay, so the budget there is below the Center of Excellence revenue and expenses. We are in the budget process. Lenny Gale and I were cognizant of the COVID situation. We don't know if that'll have a negative impact on either the county donations we receive or our membership. So we will stay cognizant of that fact and be careful in case for some reason either of those get impacted from the county or our membership dues come down. We budget our expenses to plan to run at a little lower expense rate next year in case any of those things happen. But we have not received any notice that that's going to happen or any expectation. So we think our revenue number will be very similar with the exception of the PPP loan. And like I said, we're running our expenses, budgeting at least a little bit lighter in the event that anything happens negatively to our revenue. So other than that, we expect really this upcoming year budget to be very similar to what it was this year and the year before. If there's no questions, that's the end of the financial report.
Okay, I lost my screen there for a second. Next will be Melinda Roberts to present the strategic plan.
Good morning. Each year, the SVAM Board reviews the strategic plan, providing updates as necessary. This year's strategic plan has been updated and will serve as the guide for SVAM's programs this year. The strategic plan includes objectives and strategies for accomplishing SVAM's 3 goals. The strategic plan has been approved for the 2020-21 fiscal year at the June board meeting.
Okay, is that it?
That is it.
Okay, back to Lenny Gale for a summary of the 2020-21 operating objectives and initiatives going forward.
Okay, very good. So that's a really great lead in, is that strategic plan guides everything that we do as an organization. I use the strategic plan kind of as my report card. At the end of every year, we go back through and we say, okay, what were we able to accomplish within that, and what were we not able to accomplish? Where are we maybe lacking? And then we kind of let those things really drive us into the next year, and to make sure that anything that we maybe didn't focus on as much, we focus on more this year. And then, of course, take the new strategic plan and let it guide everything that we do in the coming year. So obviously, one of the biggest things that we all have on our minds is the pandemic and how the pandemic is impacting manufacturing. And so with that in mind, we are wanting to look forward into the new year and think about what we can do with our programs, what we can do for manufacturers during this crazy environment. So in order to find that out, we're starting with member input sessions. We've already had one where we've gathered our members together and asked them what they want to see from SVAM this year. We will continue with a series of those input sessions, focusing on different topics and giving them a chance to really tell us what they want. SVAM is an organization for its members. We belong to our membership. And because we are manufacturing led, we want to make sure that we remain in touch with the needs of manufacturing. So this provides us an opportunity to do that. And through those input sessions, we'll be adding to our menu of membership benefits. We've already, in our last discussion, had really great suggestions on different things that we can do for our members. So you can expect to see additional membership exclusive benefits this year. We'll be continuing our focus on networking opportunities. And what does that look like? Well, we need to social distance. A lot of that is going to look like virtual opportunities, and hopefully, as we feel comfortable gathering together, providing more gathering events, but there will be a focus on virtual opportunities. We want to be continuing to connect manufacturers with resources, and with the launch of a new website this year, we will be able to do that in different and unique ways. We'll be working to perfect our current programs, again, keeping in mind the environment that we are operating in, and what does people feel safe participating in, and how can we tweak things to where we can still offer it, but in a way that works for everybody right now. And then we'll be doing different training opportunities. As you heard, the Center of Excellence has ended its program, but we want to continue to make sure that manufacturers have access to the trainings that they need. So as you heard me talk about, we already offer some trainings, but we want to continue to work with training providers in our area to provide third-party provided trainings that manufacturers really need. So these will be some of the main focuses for us as we go into the next fiscal year. And that is all that I have, but I would like to take an opportunity for some of our members to kind of talk about the ways that manufacturing has impacted them over the past year or the ways that SVAM has impacted them over the past year or during their membership. So I'm going to start with Shawn Blackwell. Shawn, are you on here with us or not? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys. Shawn Blackwell. I am a continuous improvement supervisor for Tadano Manus Cranes in Richlands, Virginia. And I've had the privilege to work with through Tadano to work with the SVAM organization and the members for the last few years. And I got to say, I mean, it's the SVAM organization, just for me, just is a breath of fresh air, and it's a go-to. Not to get in too deep, but I've been in this area with manufacturing for right at 30 years, and seen a lot of changes, and just the relationship benefits that SVAM has brought to us here at Tadano. And I think Lenny Gales, you mentioned something there. You said SVAM is an organization for our members, and I honestly see that. I've been fortunate enough to be able to attend some of the continuous improvement and the environmental health and safety peer support groups. And just the relationships that have been made there, even through, I know we've all had to change our way of doing things around because of coronavirus and because of COVID-19. But the relationships and the connections that have been made there is something that has sustained through this and is something that has been able to support my position, which affects everyone at our plant. So saying that SVAM is an organization for our members through just these groups, such as just like the peer support groups and the relationships, and seeing that we do have an organization like SVAM that is really for manufacturing in this industry, or manufacturing in this area, is just it's a breath of fresh air for us.
Thank you, Shawn. Lots of smiles, because that makes me incredibly happy that the hard work I'm doing is impacting someone. Next, we'll go to Alex Loopy.
Yeah, good morning again. Just wanted to say a couple of things to reflect my company's experience. Tempur Sealy has been a member of SVAM since 2015. And since then, we have become progressively more involved with SVAM, with representation in the scholarship committee. We've been involved in the environmental health and safety peer group, as well as the board of the Center of Excellence and the SVAM board itself. And our experience has certainly been very positive, and we have found that SVAM is a very valuable resource for us in a number of different ways. One of them is workforce training. SVAM has done a great job helping us coordinate effective training for our employees in a very cost-effective way. Things like Six Sigma Black Belt, lean workshops, and Siemens Mechatronics. We've had several employees from our facility take advantage of those opportunities and further their skills as a result. And SVAM has also assisted us in finding available funding for training at the state and regional level, which also has been very helpful. And then on the networking side of things, as Shawn mentioned as well, SVAM has helped us make a connection with a number of local manufacturers with whom we shared best practices. And another little nice thing kind of on the side for us was, SVAM has also helped us push ourselves a little bit more to continue to get better as we competed. And this is a friendly competition, of course, but we competed with other companies for SVAM's Environmental Safety and Manufacturer of the Year awards. So that's been overall very, very beneficial experience for us. And I was thinking about what I could compare SVAM to this morning, and it kind of came to me. SVAM is kind of like having a gym membership, right? It's kind of nice to have the gym membership. You have the key fob on your keychain. Yeah, I go to the gym, and maybe the bumper sticker on your car, and maybe you go to the gym once in a while. That's good, but you really don't get the full value until you use it on a regular and consistent basis. So, my message is, if you're not a SVAM member, first of all, I encourage you to join. And if you already are a SVAM member, I encourage you to become more active within the organization. Your involvement is going to benefit you, your company, as well as the manufacturing community in Southwest Virginia.
All right. Thank you so much, Alex. Great job. So I will really quickly, we have two more folks that want to speak, but I wanted to let everyone know, if you do have a question, the next thing on our agenda is to address any questions that you might have. And as of right now, I don't see any questions posted, just a couple of kudos and thank you to those folks. But if you do have any questions, please make sure to use that chat box, or we'll give you a chance to actually speak up and ask your question. And as you are listening, we are speaking a lot to our manufacturers, but we have a lot of non-manufacturers that are listening on the call today. I hope that as you're listening, you'll be thinking of ways that you can kind of share this message with your manufacturing contacts and be thinking about how we might be able to work more together as organizations. So with that, I'll move on. Next is Jessica Savage with West River Conveyors.
Good morning. Like Lenny Gill said, I'm Jessica Savage, and I'm the marketing manager at West River Conveyors. And thank you, Lenny Gill, for asking me to speak about our experiences with SVAM. Throughout our I think we've been a member for about 5 years or so at this point. We've taken advantage of so many different opportunities offered by SVAM. Continuous improvement is, like most of you, a core tenet of our business model. And we look forward to fellowship and all of the industry knowledge that we get to share each and every SVAM event. And our very first year as members, we attended the Manufacturers Expo, where we met Cobra America. And through this relationship and additional added products, we've been able to increase our sales here at West River by 25% just through that relationship with that new belt vendor. So we've been really thankful for that opportunity to meet with them. We were the recipient of several awards and recognitions through our membership. We were Manufacturer of the Year, and we also received the Community Involvement Award. So been very thankful for that. We've taken advantage of many of the offered training opportunities, including the Achieving Kaizen Success event that Lenny Gill mentioned earlier. I have served on a couple of the Manufacture Your Career panels with Mandy. And we've also had a couple of people here serve on the scholarship committee to choose the manufacturing scholarships. So those have all been really great learning opportunities and opportunities for us to network with possible future employees and learn about and teach the kids more about manufacturing. I've also had the opportunity to attend the Women in Manufacturing Conference or Symposium last year, which was a really fantastic experience for me. And I just enjoyed it so much. And then this year, Lenny Gale asked me to be a part of the panel. And that was a totally different perspective of the manufacturing symposium. But a great, great experience. And that's just an awesome, awesome event. And I'm so thankful for that through SVAM. Also through the COE and Stephanie Surratt, I was able to take the Leadership for Women in Manufacturing course last year into this year, which also wrapped up right before COVID began and changed everything. So that was just a really fantastic opportunity to make some connections with some really great women in manufacturing who I know will be lifelong friends. So that was really just a cool experience for me. And I know Alex mentioned a moment ago that SVAM has helped them find money for training, and we've also had that experience. So that has been extremely helpful for us being a small business. And you know, sometimes our budgets don't allow, but you all have done a great job of helping us find money for that. Again, just to reiterate, we've tried to take advantage of many of the things that are offered by SVAM, and we've really grown and learned a lot. And we really appreciate Lenny Gale's hard work and Mandy's hard work that they put into making each industry event so successful and worthwhile. So thank you.
Thank you, Jessica. And lastly, we'll hear again from Jeff Dunack.
Thank you, Lenny Gale. So I guess I want to echo a lot of the things everybody else has already said, because all of those things fit here as well. Certainly the networking opportunities. I know networking sometimes is underrated by people, but I will say that the folks that I've been able to meet through the many events that our company's been able to attend with Lenny Gale and Stephanie both, to be honest, has been very valuable to us. We've been able to meet some of our KPIs because of some of the relationships that we've developed through the networking and the peer groups. The continuous improvement one is fantastic. I want to echo that again. I think the environmental health and safety one, I think that one can grow and become even more helpful. I think there's a huge opportunity there for the region to grow that one. We met the folks at OPEX. We've done a lot of work. Our training managers worked with them quite a bit to try to help develop programs. They've given us ideas. So there's been a lot of really good things for us here at Summit that have come out of being a part of this organization. And, you know, just like Alex said, if you're not taking advantage of it fully, then you don't really understand what all it can do for you as an organization. The online resources, they helped us with job fairs. We had a very successful job fair here very recently where we have already hired over 40 people that attended that job fair, have been brought on board here because of the help that we got from SVAM and the Workforce Development Group, the local JIDA. There was a lot of support that came together to help us with all of this. Being a part of this organization is just, I could go on and on about the things that they've done for us and helped us. I won't do that because everybody's got a day job. So thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Jeff. I secretly let this serve as kind of my motivational, like, shot in the arm here. Like, hearing all these people talk about the ways that they benefit has really just made me just want to, man, I'm ready. I could go, like, run a SVAM version of a marathon right now, get some stuff done. So from there, I don't see any questions in the chat box. Does anyone have any questions for myself, for Mandy Barker, SVAM's program assistant, or any of the SVAM board members? If you do, please feel free to go ahead and speak up. Okay, fantastic. Again, I'll make a plug for our annual report. Please check that out and share that among your organizations. And Jean, that's all I have. I'll turn it back over to you. Jean, you are muted. Jean, you are still muted.
There we go. Technical difficulties. For some reason, I lost my screen. All of a sudden, it popped off. I want to thank everyone for participating. I especially want to thank again Lenny Gale and Mandy for putting this together. I know that this is difficult to do this remotely, and they've done an excellent job getting everything together, as always. And at this time, I would like to make a motion for the meeting to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
With that, thank you, everyone, and the meeting is adjourned.